A lot of men are stuck in something that looks like a relationship but feels like punishment. You're doing everything right, texting her, checking in, being consistent, but deep down, something's off. Her energy changed. You feel it, but you're not sure if it's just a bad day or if she's already out emotionally. That uncertainty eats at you. And the worst part? Most guys ignore the signs until it's too late. Modern dating isn't like it used to be. Women have options. Instant access to attention, validation, and backup plans with just a swipe. So if she's still into you, you'll know. If she's checked out, the signs are there too. The problem is, most men don't see the signs for what they are. They explain them away, they make excuses, and they hold on, hoping, waiting, and losing more self-respect by the day. This video is about clarity, not guesswork, not reading minds. You'll know exactly where you stand after this, because once you see the signs, you won't chase what's already walking away. You'll stand like a man, make decisions like a man, and stop wasting your energy on a situation that doesn't serve you. No more confusion, no more trying to fix something that's already broken. You need real signs, real signals that show if she's still in the game or already out. And once you know, you'll either re-engage her the right way or move on with confidence. 1. She's emotionally present. When a woman is still into you, she's not just physically around, she's emotionally there with you. Her presence has weight. She's not distracted, she's not distant. You can feel her attention, her curiosity, and her emotional investment. She doesn't just respond to your messages, she initiates. She remembers the small details you told her. She asks how your day went, and she's genuinely interested in the answer. Her energy matches yours without you having to beg for it. You don't feel like you're dragging the relationship forward. You feel like you have a partner. This doesn't mean she has to be overly affectionate every second. What it means is that she shows up emotionally. When you talk, she listens. When something's bothering you, she notices. And when something's wrong between the two of you, she wants to fix it, not ignore it. That's emotional presence. That's a woman who's still invested. But when a woman is no longer into you, that presence disappears. She could be sitting right next to you and still feel a million miles away. Conversations become dry. Responses get shorter. She zones out when you talk. You'll notice the difference. Her voice will lack that soft warmth it once had when she said your name. You'll catch her scrolling on her phone while you're speaking. You'll feel her silence more than her words. When that shift happens, many men start performing. They overcompensate. They plan more dates. They try to impress her again, thinking that if they just try harder, she'll come back emotionally. But that's not how it works. Emotional presence is not something you can force out of someone. It has to be given freely. The mistake most guys make is trying to buy back attention through action. But emotional connection isn't about doing more. It's about feeling aligned. When she's into you, her energy syncs with yours. You don't have to overthink your texts. You don't have to watch what you say. You're in a rhythm together, but when she's slipping away, you'll feel like you're walking on eggshells, just trying to keep her interested. That's not love, that's survival. You need to be honest with yourself. Ask, is she really here with me? Or is she just physically present, waiting for the right time to leave? Don't lie to yourself just because you want the relationship to work. Her emotional presence is one of the clearest signs that she's still in. If she's checked out emotionally, you're already alone. You're just the last one to admit it. 2. Her words match her actions. A woman who still wants you doesn't just talk, she follows through. Her words carry weight because her actions prove them. If she says she misses you, she shows it. If she says she cares about your well-being, you'll see it in how she treats you. She's not just saying things to keep the peace or avoid conflict. She's consistent. And consistency is one of the most powerful signs that a woman is still emotionally invested. It's easy to say the right things, especially when a woman doesn't want to come off as the bad one. She might keep saying all the sweet things, even when her heart is no longer in it. But if her actions are saying something different, don't ignore that. If she tells you she wants to spend more time with you, but always cancels plans or makes excuses, her actions are the truth. If she says you matter to her, but puts zero effort into being present in your life, that's the reality. Words are cheap, they always have been. What a woman does when nobody's watching is what tells you everything. A woman who's still into you will want to support you without being asked. She'll notice when something's off and check in. She'll prioritize time with you even if she's busy. She'll keep her promises. She'll want to be someone you can depend on. And more than that, she'll hold herself accountable when she slips. She won't gaslight you or twist the story. If she messes up, she'll admit it. That's real interest, that's respect, that's maturity. On the flip side, when she's lost interest, there's a delay in everything. She starts saying things to keep you calm instead of because she means them. "I've just been busy" becomes her default line when you notice she's drifting. But you see her active on social media. You see her going out. You hear her talk about spending time with other people. Her priorities shifted, but she's hoping you won't call it out. She may still tell you she cares just enough to keep you attached, but you'll always feel like you're begging for proof. This is where men need to be brutally honest with themselves. It doesn't matter what she says. What matters is how she shows up. If her energy has dropped, if her effort has changed, if her consistency has died, those are the real signs. Stop holding on to a woman's words like they're enough. They're not. Words without action are a delay tactic. They buy time. They keep you hopeful, just enough to stop you from walking away. You want a woman who doesn't make you wonder. Her actions are supposed to confirm her words. If they don't, the connection is already broken, and no amount of patience or pushing will fix that. 3. She initiates contact. One of the most obvious but overlooked signs that a woman is still into you is how often she initiates contact. In the beginning, everything is mutual. She texts you good morning. She checks in during the day. She sends memes, calls you randomly, and finds excuses just to hear your voice. That's what a woman does when she's genuinely interested. She wants to be in your world, and she puts in the effort to stay connected. But somewhere along the line, the energy changes. And when a woman is no longer into you, she stops reaching out. She doesn't text first. She doesn't call unless she needs something. You go from having conversations all day to maybe getting one-word responses. You're the one keeping the communication alive, checking in, making plans, sending updates, and she's just there, offering the bare minimum. That's not a partnership anymore. That's you chasing a ghost of what the connection used to be. When a woman initiates contact, it means she's thinking about you. It means she wants to talk to you, not out of obligation, but because you're on her mind. She might not always have something big to say, but the effort is there. Even a simple message like, "Just checking on you," or "This reminded me of you," says a lot. It shows presence, interest, and intent. And when that intent disappears, so does the connection. A woman who's checked out will go silent for days and then pop back in like nothing happened. She'll blame it on being busy or tired. But deep down, you'll feel that you're not a priority anymore. The only time she may suddenly reach out is when she senses you're pulling away. Then it becomes a game of control, not affection. She's not checking in because she misses you. She's checking in to see if she still has access to you. And that's dangerous for men who are emotionally invested, because many guys take any form of contact as hope. She sends a "Hey stranger" text and suddenly you're all in again, thinking things are back on track. But real interest is consistent. Real desire doesn't vanish and reappear randomly. A woman who's into you won't let you go days wondering where you stand. You should never be the only one reaching out. That's not a sign of strength. It's a sign of imbalance. Relationships don't thrive on one person doing all the emotional labor. If you constantly have to start every conversation, make every plan, and keep the communication alive, she's not in the relationship anymore. You are. You want a woman who meets you halfway, who wakes up and wants to hear from you, who sends that first message sometimes because she actually wants to connect. That's real interest, that's effort. And that's what you should be paying attention to. 4. She wants physical closeness. Physical closeness goes beyond just sex. It's about how a woman uses touch, body language, and her physical presence to stay connected to you. When a woman is still into you, she wants to be near you. She leans in when you talk. She finds excuses to touch your arm, sit close, or hold your hand. Her body is relaxed around you. There's no stiffness, no tension, no withdrawal. That's because when a woman feels emotionally and physically safe with a man she's interested in, her body naturally gravitates toward him. You'll notice it in the smallest ways. She'll choose to sit right next to you when there's space on the couch. She'll rest her head on your shoulder. She might walk by and casually rub your back, or play with your fingers while you talk. These gestures might seem small, but they are loud signals. They say, I feel close to you. I want more of you. A woman who's invested doesn't need a reason to be close. Her attraction to you pulls her in without effort. Now here's where the truth hits hard. When a woman loses interest, physical closeness is one of the first things that disappears. Suddenly she becomes tired, busy, or not in the mood. She starts avoiding hugs, turning her head when you go for a kiss, or pulling away when you try to hold her hand. She stops initiating physical touch altogether. Even sitting next to you feels like a chore for her, and she may start creating space on purpose. She'll sleep on the far edge of the bed, or stay glued to her phone during what used to be your most intimate moments. And what do a lot of men do when that happens? They panic. They push harder. They think more affection will bring her back. So they initiate more hugs, try to cuddle more, plan romantic nights, thinking that more closeness will recreate the bond. But if her heart is no longer in it, all of that backfires. She won't respond with warmth. She'll pull away even more. Physical closeness cannot be forced. It flows when emotional intimacy is still alive. When a woman feels deeply connected to you, touch is a natural extension of that bond. When she feels disconnected, touch becomes uncomfortable, even irritating. Here's the truth. Physical intimacy is a mirror of emotional connection. If she's avoiding your touch, she's already pulling away from you in other areas. You don't need her to explain it. Her body will tell you before her words ever do. And if you're being honest with yourself, you already know when she's no longer comfortable being close. It's not about guessing. It's about accepting what you see. Stop trying to rebuild closeness through touch if the emotional gap is wide. Focus on the signals. A woman who still wants you will want to be near you, without being asked, without needing a reason. 5. She includes you in her life. A woman who still wants you doesn't hide her world from you. She brings you into it. She includes you in her plans, her thoughts, her routines, and her future. She tells you about her day not because you asked, but because she wants to share it with you. You know about her friends, her family, her schedule, and her goals. You're not an outsider looking in. You're part of the picture, and she makes it obvious. In a healthy connection, inclusion is natural. If she's going to a party, she invites you. If she's got a family event, she asks if you'll come along. When she's planning a trip, she mentions how you could be part of it. That's because when a woman is still emotionally engaged, she sees you as someone who belongs in her life, not just someone she talks to when she's bored. You become part of her day-to-day rhythm. You matter in the spaces that are important to her, not just in private moments. But when she starts shutting you out, the shift is clear. She stops telling you things. You find out what she's been doing through social media instead of hearing it from her. Plans get made without you. You're always the last to know what's going on. She starts using phrases like, "It was just a last-minute thing," or "I didn't think you'd want to come." Those are not neutral comments. Those are signs. She's not thinking about you the way she used to. You've gone from being included to being tolerated. And here's where most men get stuck. They ignore the shift and hope it's temporary. They make excuses for her silence. They accept being left out, thinking maybe it's just stress or a busy schedule. But inclusion is a choice. No one is too busy to share life with someone they care about. A 5-minute call, a quick update, an invite to something that matters. Those things are effortless when interest is real. Pay attention to how often you're left guessing. If you're constantly wondering what she's doing, where she is, or who she's with, that's not a relationship. It's uncertainty. And uncertainty is not love. You shouldn't feel like an optional part of her life. You should feel like a priority. Not because you demand it, but because she wants you there. When a woman truly values you, she includes you in her decisions. She seeks your input, not just on serious things, but on everyday stuff. What to wear, what to cook, what movie to watch. These may seem minor, but they show that she wants your presence to shape her world. That's not a coincidence. That's emotional involvement. If she stops including you, the connection is fading. Don't wait until you feel like a stranger in her life to face the truth. 6. Her effort stays. Consistent effort is not something a woman only gives you at the beginning. If she truly wants you, her effort won't fade when the chase is over. A woman who is still into you will keep showing up. She'll still do the little things that matter. She'll still respond with energy, initiate plans, and care about how you feel. That consistency, day in, day out, is one of the clearest signs of real interest. And when it disappears, that's not something you can overlook. In the beginning, it's easy for any woman to show effort. She's curious, she's excited, she's motivated to impress. But the truth comes later, when the newness fades and the relationship settles into reality. That's when you find out if what she gave you early on was real or just part of the game. If her texts slow down, her enthusiasm fades, and her energy drops after she gets you, then she was never truly invested. She was just enjoying the spark. But a woman who's genuinely into you, her energy stays the same. It may evolve, but it doesn't vanish. Effort looks different in every woman. Some women cook, some plan dates, some send supportive messages before you face something big. Others go out of their way to surprise you, check on you, or do thoughtful things when you least expect them. But one thing is always the same. When she's into you, she tries. She's not just reacting to what you do, she's initiating things on her own. That's the key. You don't have to carry the whole thing by yourself. When a woman stops trying, men often slip into the trap of doing more. You notice her pulling back, and instead of backing off, you double your calls, buy gifts, make big gestures, hoping that your effort will spark hers. But that creates imbalance, and it breeds resentment, because you're doing all the work just to keep her attention, and attention that has to be begged for is already gone. When effort is one-sided, the relationship stops being a connection and becomes a transaction. You give, she takes. You need to ask yourself something important. Has her energy dropped, or have you just started noticing it because yours hasn't? A woman who cares doesn't get comfortable being lazy with your emotions. She doesn't treat you like a guarantee. She keeps showing you, not just telling you. And that's where the difference lies. Real effort is visible. Effort means she still wants you, not just the idea of you, but the reality. It means you matter. It means she's not willing to risk losing you by being inconsistent or careless. So when that effort fades, don't ignore it. Don't excuse it. Because once a woman stops trying, she's already halfway out. 7. She still looks at you with respect. Respect is the foundation of everything in a relationship. Without it, love turns cold and interest disappears. When a woman is truly into you, she may get upset, she may disagree with you, but she never loses respect for you. She still listens when you speak. She still values your opinion. She still considers how her words and actions affect you. Because to her, you matter. Not just as a man, but as her man. And when a woman no longer respects you, it's only a matter of time before she no longer wants you. You can feel it when a woman respects you. It's in the way she talks to you, not with sarcasm or condescension, but with honesty and care. It's in the way she trusts your judgment, even when you don't agree. It's in how she supports you publicly and corrects you privately. A respectful woman doesn't humiliate you to look strong. She doesn't laugh at your struggles or mock your dreams. She speaks to you like you're a man she admires, and she treats your time, energy, and presence like they mean something. Now let's flip the script. When a woman is losing interest, her respect begins to fade first. It shows up in how she talks to you, with more criticism than support, with more complaints than encouragement. Her tone becomes sharp, dismissive. She rolls her eyes when you speak. She cuts you off mid-sentence. She talks to you like you're beneath her, like you don't measure up anymore. That shift in tone is no accident. It's a reflection of how she now sees you. And you can't build a relationship with someone who no longer respects you. Men often ignore this sign because they don't want to believe it. They say things like, "She's just stressed," or "She's always been like that." But deep down they know. When a woman respects you, you feel strong in her presence. You feel safe, appreciated. But when she no longer sees you as a man she can honor, everything becomes a struggle. You argue more. You feel the need to prove yourself. You question your worth in the relationship. And that's not love, that's survival. Here's the truth most men need to hear. Respect doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being firm, being clear, and being consistent. If you let her cross boundaries, she will lose respect. If you tolerate constant disrespect, she will see you as weak. And when she sees you as weak, she will stop desiring you. That's not cruelty, it's nature. Women are drawn to men they respect. That's what keeps the attraction alive. So if she still looks at you with admiration, still listens with interest, still talks about you with pride, then she's still into you. But if her words cut deeper than they used to, if her tone is filled with resentment, and if her attitude screams indifference, you already know where you stand. And you have to stop pretending not to see it. When a woman is truly into you, the signs are not hidden. They're consistent, clear, and felt. You don't need to chase, beg, or convince her. You just need to pay attention. Her inclusion, effort, respect, and emotional presence will speak louder than any words. But when those things fade, stop lying to yourself. A man's power is in his awareness and his ability to walk when he's no longer valued. Don't hold on to confusion. A woman who wants you won't leave you guessing. Read the signs, trust what they show you, and protect your peace at all costs.